Exposure. I know we're in an exposure season. That's pretty evident. A lot of people are being exposed right now. A lot. God's kind of just showed me that. You know? You just gotta let people do what they do, say what they say, act how they act. It was a really hard thing for me to come to realize that I was surrounded by people with ill motives outside of this world that, unless someone just sits down and has a conversation with me and allows me to tell you some of my story and some of the interactions, some of the conversations, some of the illusions manually created in my life, you're really never going to have an understanding for those receipts that those want, or deep proof that those want, because it's so outside of this world that nobody can make sense of it, because you don't recognize how people move and operate when they are not connected to their soul, like Ashley with the Reckoning said, until you truly connect with your soul. And that's something that I had to walk through these last 3 years come October, while all Benny Boy's in hiding. And I was never in hiding. You know, I went in, I hermited, I did some healing work, I cut everybody off, and started really trying to wrap my head around things that I intuitively always knew, but couldn't make sense of. I couldn't make sense of it because my heart operates completely different than theirs. And so it never registered to me, ever, that I would be surrounded with people moving with ill intent and ill motives. For whatever reason. I'm trying to wrap my head around, if people are moving with ill intent or ill motives, and they're doing it in the dark, and they're doing it in the back, and nothing's been done legally through the justice system, you have to ask yourself, why? Why? I had to ask myself that. Like, why? If people are doing all these things for whatever reason, illegally, but yet it's presented as if it's legal. And then when you go to your government, you go to agencies, you go to all this stuff, and then you're still met with illegal activity. It's one of those things. And I feel as though on the other mirror of that, my story, my testimony was designed to be that way. Why? Why? Some may ask. Well, I'll tell you why. Because here we are as a nation, and here we are as everyone being met with the same thing in reference to our government doing illegal activities and being met with no justice. Presenting XYZ in reference to the war, everything like that, and no reasoning behind it as to why they're doing what they're doing. And see, why do you think God planned it that way? Because he knew the only way that people are going to wake up to the magnitude of the evil and the grossness and the motives behind people that choose to operate outside of their soul are going to be things that you're just never going to understand. You're never going to be able to wrap your head around it if you're somebody that chooses to move and operate with your soul, your heart, your mind, your knowing what's right and what's wrong, what's illegal and not legal, what is morally correct and morally incorrect. You know, and you can place dollar signs, you can place this, you can place all that, you can place whatever with whatever category you want to place it, but at the end of the day, it still doesn't remove what is right and wrong. It doesn't remove that being a truth. It doesn't remove that from being a receipt of action. No matter who says it, no matter who does it, it still lands on the same place. This is right, this is wrong. And there's so much skewedness. And so I always knew that it was not my job to present whatever I was supposed to present that they thought I would present. Because this has all been a game, it's all been a ploy. But they clearly just never knew me. But why did they never know me? Because they never took the chance to actually get to know me. They only looked at me as to what I could do to benefit them. What they could gain from me, what they could siphon from me, what they could steal from me, what they could monetize from me, what they could weaponize from me. And so that was like a hard truth that I had to face. It was. And I think we're all having to face that now because we're all being weaponized and we're all being monetized in various different ways. And when you know, no. I can't wait to get the sweater I ordered from Candace. Shalat, what is it? Shalat Shabom. Oh my gosh, Shabom. Daddy's home. Oh my gosh, I butcher words too. I butcher words. I'm not the greatest reader. There's so much about me that could be classified as whatever category and label I've been presented with. But I wear them with honor because it's a part of who I am. You know, I have a lot of great qualities and I am very intelligent in a lot of different ways. And I have a lot of gifts. I do, but I know everybody else does. I'm not any different than anybody else. I just choose to use my gifts wisely. I choose to use my qualities wisely. I choose to use my character wisely because it makes me feel better as a person. I feel better at night when I go to bed. I feel better in the morning when I wake up. No matter if I'm 41, I don't have, something to leave behind. I don't have all the materialistic things. I don't have all the houses. I've never been one to fight for that. That's never been important to me. I've always just wanted a life in peace. In peace, and I finally have been gifted that by the grace of God. I prayed for peace my entire life. And I finally have achieved it at 41 years old. So do you think I'm going to let anything or anyone take that away from me? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I fought tooth and nail for my peace and to not be like them, but walk amongst them. And that's important to me. And I say them, and I mean it in a, place of humility. I really do. Because I know somewhere along the line of them, they come from brokenness, they come from trauma, they come from greed, they come from power, they come from ego, they come from a stronghold of the devil. They just do. It's the only thing that makes logical sense. And the only thing that I can do is pray for them. Absolutely pray for them. You can't fix people that are not willing to compromise. You can't fix people that are not willing to take accountability. You can't. It's not fixable. It's not. So you're worrying yourself over something that's not achievable. People have to meet you halfway. They have to show you who they are. You got to give them grace and let them show you, because they will every freaking time. God has shown me time and time again. I don't need receipts. They're telling on themselves, just like they have been this entire time. This entire time. They're telling on themselves and they're mad at me. Sorry. No, that's a you thing. Especially if you don't have the cojones to come talk to me. I'm so anyways, I ain't even gonna, when it comes, I don't even want to give them energy in reference to conversating, in reference to certain things, because it's like, I know what they want. They want that too. It's just like, no, you can look at yourself in the mirror and keep living your lie and do whatever it is that helps you sleep at night. I do what I have to do that helps me sleep at night. So if this is what they have to do to help them sleep at night, so be it. So be it. And you leave that there.